So if you're going to be like him, you have to be wiser than the serpent. Now, here we are, the second strong end, which people call the weak end, but we don't like to deal with weak. So, word song, positivity, we call it the strong end, right? And in Black History Month, the House of the Naibingi do outreaches to the community, to 4 communities, each strong end. So for the first strong end, we were in Bachelor's Adventure, Beirut, right on the edge of Beirut, but it's all Bachelor's Adventure. And it was a very welcoming occasion for that community. This is what their testimony is to us. In Rastafari, we say testimony. The Bible is based on testimony, testimony, you know, which is the consciousness of person's experience along the journey of life, which is created by the Almighty. And from these testimonies, you know, we get wisdom of what is what and what is not, what is positive and what is negative, you know. And I was sent as part of that job to clarify what is what, from which you get who is who. Because if you do not know who you are dealing with, you could be like the children of Israel, walking with Lucifer, going to see the Almighty. And remember, the devil is always following. He will follow, but you must be able to identify the devil, because it's the wheat and tares which are growing together. And that is the only way you can avoid the bite of the serpent. So you have to see. That's why the Father gave you eyes. And a blind man wishes that he could see. And in the meantime, he uses his ears, sound, and touch to see. Or uses guide dogs to help him also, because dogs are very sensitive to sound and sight. And they react. And give him a warning that someone is approaching. So, knowledge, as I told you, is the purpose of life. No one ever told you that. No one ever told me that. They tell me the purpose is to gain money, etc. But the purpose of gaining knowledge, the purpose of life is to gain knowledge. Full stop. When you have knowledge, you are the master of your destiny and of all things around you which are in your domain. So you have to have knowledge. And that is the problem with people today who are suffering. Because if you don't have knowledge, you get crushed, right? And you suffer and die. So, as I said, the black nation has to have knowledge. A nation that has more knowledge than yourself will use you and oppress you. You cannot be oppressed if you have knowledge equal to the person who's coming to oppress you. You can see them by a mile. Remember, you were given dominion over all things, right? And it's good over evil. Good was created to be over evil. But if you don't have the confidence that that is so, then you will bow to evil. That's why I told you on the previous program that never be a good Negro. Always be a bad Negro, which is a black. when you're told you're a good Negro, that means you're a buffoon. And people come to make you a good Negro. Now, Negro is not a word that we gave ourselves, but people use that word towards us. We are Ethiopians. We are Abyssinians. We are the people with the dark skin that the sun burnt, so that we can deal with it. We're cured. So now, what's going on right now? Well, on my previous program, my previous 2 programs, I told you the program I would bring some information on to show you the people running the world. I haven't been able to set up the flash drive to really bring it, because a lot of other activities came in, you know, and Black History Month came in, and because it's an every weekend vibration, every strong end vibration. I just came from Moko, where the house and I being is. Bachelor's Adventure the first week, and now we're in Moko. From Friday night, Friday evening, to through Saturday, through Sunday, seal up in the morning, Monday morning. 3 lights of ISIS, and reasonings, and showing videos. We did DVDs, documentaries. We did have a lot of rain in Moko. The rains came in, so I didn't get to make it all enough because I had to be doing other things. So I don't know if they got to show any of the documentaries. But the rain won't stop the reasoning, you know. Now, one of the things has been happening for this Black History Month, like I said, is the different proposals of what we're going to do. And there's a flyer out which has the itinerary for the Black History Month. This is it here. Now, the following week, the following strong end, we shall be at B Field and Dennis Street, Sophia, Capiz Place, for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 3 days. And then on the final strong end, we will be in Buxton for the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is the 23rd, 24th, and 25th, right? And we had proposed a march, a hemp marijuana march for Black History Month, to seal off the Black History Month activities. Now, we have only gotten partial confirmation, but the East Coast leg has not been confirmed because it moved from East Coast into Georgetown district, right? So it's 2 different sections, right? You have this C and Georgetown is A. Now, we had sent in letters, and the reply that we recently got on Friday is that the march has not been okayed. That section of the march, which is supposed to start, because of if ones are using hemp, it's a problem. We have celebrations all over which use hemp. We get permission to hold these celebrations, and the police does not bother us. We expected on this occasion it would be the same. because we do use hemp. We are supposed to be an accepted religion, quote unquote, in the faith, let's call it faith, an accepted faith in Guyana. We do go to the interfaith activities, but it's like a hypocrisy because our faith is not really accepted. It is only said so by presidents, by ministers of culture, etc. But it's not really accepted. Now, Jamaica has accepted the use of hemp by Jamaican Rastafari. They have been given a certain amount, a certain authority to possess a certain amount of hemp. These regulations, we gave a copy to the president when the House of Nyabingi visited the president on such an occasion when policemen had gone onto the House of Nyabingi's grounds in Linden and arrested 3 persons unprofessionally. We even had to go to court, and it cost us money to pay lawyers so that we could win that case. So this matter is a serious matter. And I have to say, this problem is not about marijuana. It has never been about marijuana. It has been about who is ruling African people. Is African people ruling itself, or it is being ruled still by colonial conquerors and invaders who have continued to spread their eagle wings and claws around the same nations who they oppressed and enslaved, and by force, and was supposed to have gone along with the emancipation and freedom of these people. But what has gone on? Our leaders started removing all these slave laws, and then they stopped. They feel comfortable now, and they're all about getting in power. They don't care about these vestiges of slave laws that are still ruling African people to their detriment. They now support these laws to oppress African people. That's what I'm telling you. This is not about marijuana. This is specifically about what black people were fighting for all the days of their life, which is freedom. They call it dumb, you know. To be free. Don't worry with the dumb part, because I ain't dumb. To be free, as Marley tell you, like the bird in the tree. Now, this law was not made by African people. African people never saw the need to ban any herb created by the Almighty on this earth. No one else ever did that. You see, in China and Japan, people fighting to protect the herb, special herbs. Now we have companies like Monsanto destroying the properties of herbs that African people gotta eat. And our leaders, as I keep telling you, and I keep telling Mr. Granger, you inherit an inferior and mediocre PNC with black people of mediocre intellect. Just because the society has become a mediocre society, these are the same people who stood by and watched African people throw garbage all over the place and what Trump said, the kind of people living in that. These same leaders who claim they intelligent stood by and watched African people throw garbage about the place, and they said nothing. Big jump to clean up when they come in. But what was telling African people before? They was telling African people the country don't belong to them. It's the PPP country. The PPP own everything. So African people say, as they say, slow fire, move fire, what going to happen. This is what African people tell. The people who used to be guarding the patriotism of this country under Lyndon Forbes Sampson Burnham, as he taught them. The same party threw down everything. They made the errors, changed everything, got weak, had to weak out because they didn't do what Forbes showed them, join, bring in the PPP, which Mr. Hyde came and met going on. They got the book here with everything inside. What would PNC talk about this book and what really happened? It was written by a PPP man who went and worked with the PNC, joined the PNC, named Majesty. It was written by him, along with another chief advisor of Mr. Burnham, Mr. Elvin McDavid. And it accounts this serious, the most serious part of history of this country since Burnham and Jackman came together. The fact of them coming back together, 1984-85. No one deals with it. It's only I deal with it. Mr. McDade was dealing with it when he here, and he introduced the book. And I'm the only one since then ever show this book. Nobody else don't show this book. And no one deal with it because they now in the seat drinking soup. They don't care about the people. These are the same ones who watch black people turn unpatriotic, throwing garbage about the city and destroying their own integrity of being the patriots of this country. And that's why they were out for 23 years. Now, I don't let no one give me no version or nothing, you know. Because since I was 11 years old, I was watching everything. And before that, when I was 7 years old, when the February 16 riots between Africans and Indians happened, I was 9 years old. I was 7 years old. And since I was a little boy, I had sense. They got some children born to observe, you know. Now, that's why PNC, people in the PNC can't tell me what I see. I got to tell you, and that's why when I come and tell you, which I come to tell you. And that's why, like I saying, I was sent. The ancestors tell the Almighty they want a man like Burnham and Marcus. And because I admire those two men and understand them more than other people, I guess they chose me. I oppose, you know. I say, man, get somebody else because I know how serious I am when I'm doing things. And I know people don't get offended when I start because my job can be a mediocre job. I don't deal with mediocrity. I was not taught mediocrity. When I was 11 years old, and I went in the same school, Mr. Granger went to, Mr. Hamilton Green, Mr. Burnham, Mr. Jagan, Mr. Trotman, and several others. I think the local government minister, and many others who are around the PNC are. And when I went there at 11 years old, they made me know. They gave me the expectation of being an intelligent person, and that's all they expect from me and nothing less. This was for everyone. And for the years that I was there, I started to remain the same exact way. And that's how I know consciousness live and reign. And consciousness does not tolerate mediocrity. The time when African people throwing garbage, I used to be at the monument cleaning it. That's from 99. I came 98, 99 I was cleaning the monument. Till about 2004 straight. Yeah. It ended up with me and one man alone, one soldier, cleaned the monument for years after the original committee broke down for various reasons as usual. So I had confrontations with people at that monument who come dumping garbage. African people. I don't forget. One youngster come. We just clean the place. Clean. We cut in. We there, you know, daytime. We don't clean this whole one side where the benches are. A youngster come and sit down. Well, if you come just and you're hanging out, no problem. But when we see you eating, we start watching you. As soon as we notice you, we'll see what you're going to do. I remember, is we cleaning the place, and we just don't clean. So the youth sit down, drink. When he done, he put on the bottle right there, you know. They got garbage down there, you know. Not far. 25 feet, 30 feet. I go over to you. I say, man, you see we cleaning the place? How you put on the bottle there? You know what you tell me? Who you there for? Now to pick it up? There's an African telling an African. He throwing down there so I could pick it up. He come from make slave work for me. There's the ultimate of ignorance. I see black people. I see 21-year-olds telling me they don't know for real. When I come back from America, I left, so. This what happened to black people here. So you say black people got leaders. They got people, black people leading black people. Well, no, it's not the PPP. Black people don't listen to the PPP. So it got to be these leaders. And there's the difference. That's the difference that I get to know about from one man to next what is reality, you know, and what is fantasy and what is ignorance. Because I have things to compare with, you know. I have my days in Queen's College. I have Burnham. You got Leonard Dalton used to teach there. You have so many people in that time. So when I run into this book, the Second Congress of the PNC, and I read. That's why I never know Burnham, you know, I never meet Burnham personally. But I know he was the Prime Minister, and he brought him for education. That's how I was able to go to Queen's College, pass common entrance, and all who pass, no matter how poor you tell, you ain't got money no more to go there. Only people with money could have gone there. So, I know about the one good thing, definitely. I see it helped my mother greatly because she was already paying school fees for my bigger sister and bigger brother. And then when he made all the schools away, she had to pay no more. We get more money for buy a little more bread and a little more little butter instead of margarine. So, when I see who's the real Burnham in these books here, this is the leader's address, you know. And he's saying, this is human resource mobilization. Human resource means people mobilization. Because humans are resource. You know, the African people is useless to the PNC other than a vote. They don't see the value of African people, you know, who is 38 to 40% of this country, you know. They don't see the value. I laugh. That's why I have no respect, and I let Mr. General playing for the leadership of the PNC. I used to try to communicate with them since the days when the body is falling. It's only death and destruction could reach black people because of their leaders. Right? It's best you don't have a leader. At least you can go think for yourself. But when you depend on a leader and they're doing stupidness to you, you don't even understand is they doing stupidness. You finish. So this is the difference with Mr. Burnham's leadership. Mr. Bonham is saying at the Human Resource Mobilization, in some communities, one finds untidy parapets and drains, ill-maintained environments, and schools and school compounds. This is not merely the default of the residents, but the lack of leadership of party group members and activists. Bonham ensured that every village had party group members and activists who he will tell you their purpose. He went on now to talk about crime and speak about farming committees. He said these committees, which we shall name officially before the end of Congress, can be the hub of the respective communities, responsible even for institutions like education and health at the local level, and curtailing absenteeism and increasing efficiency. The potential is enormous, these committees where you can farm in these villages. Here again, though, membership should be open to all. The party members, he said, though membership should be open to all, the party members must be the moving spirits and purveyors. He said they must be the spirits and purveyors. That means the people who organizing things, the spirits, and purveyors. And then he says, members of a vanguard party, this we call the PNC, must either lead or leave. Go to place on. If you're not going to lead the people, get out the place. PNC don't have the leaders. That's why I see carbonate going to communities. I see it. I saw it in Bachelor's Adventures. The people tell me. But PNC become an ostrich organization. They just duck the head under the sun and run and hide from people because they want a good name without doing the work. All the communities mashed down. I used to tell them, since in 2006 with Caribbean, I said, man, just show me you can run one community. Just one. Don't matter with Buxton. Buxton got problems. Anyone. You can take the smallest one. I want to see all able to organize them people. That's what I'm talking about here. They're supposed to be the purveyors. So they respond for the state of black people as far as I'm concerned. If they didn't have levers, it was different, but they have. So that's the facts of the matter. Now, coming again to this Black History Month, which is the most serious thing, and black people don't do it. The House of Naibing is the only one who goes out in the communities and promote Black History Month to the people live with eyes and consciousness. Now, like I said, we didn't get permission there. The commander there told me that they had sent the paper because of the issue of marijuana to the commissioner. And they said that the commissioner sent back and said the march is not okay because marijuana is illegal. Now, several Caribbean countries, I just heard St. Vincent said they're going ahead to take advantage of the market because it's a very lucrative market. I just heard it in Caribbean Newsline. I had heard about someone else told me they heard about Barbuda, Antigua and Barbuda. About a month and a half ago, I had heard the Belize Attorney General saying on a Caribbean Newsline program. He said, Belizean Attorney General, I can't remember his name, said, and they're quoting him, they're playing what he said. Said, they were saying this and they were saying that. The naysayers, they were saying all kinds of things. They were saying that this can happen and that can happen, and the sky would fall. But nothing has happened. What has happened? Nothing has happened. Because apparently Belize sometime before had decriminalized. And now it's time after and nothing has happened. Because what will happen? People smoking marijuana all the time. What will happen if it decriminalized? Nothing will happen. So you can't see the reality. Look it over there. Then before that, about 2 months before that, Bahamas on Caribbean Newsline had said they are legalizing hemp oil. And the news continued saying, well, the female who reads it, the Jamaican farmers are gearing up to take advantage of the Bahamian market. Now you hear Canada, California. So everyone is free except Guyanese. You had in South America, Uruguay, and some other place again, and had other places since then. But apparently, we have more merciless people in this country. Because when Mr. Hyde brought in the 3-year, Mr. Hyde of the PNCR, when he brought in the 3-year, sometimes Indians didn't involved with no marijuana, share black people. That was a merciless. In the Bible it says no mercy for the merciless. And before 2020 we will find out if Mr. Granger is a merciless man. And Mr. Bassett Williams is a cruel man. So they like to be cruel to black people. Because imagine Majesty they're in jail for 3 years. That's why for me, I don't want to hear about no oil and no oil money. I get the oil money, but I get in jail. Hey man, I'll take some oil money and buy some channel and bring for me. And buy some whatever. I get in jail and I just when I can there, well, I get big oil money. 3 years in jail. You know, I don't want no oil money. Yeah, I could keep all the money. Yeah, I could keep the 80 million, the next 100 million, the billion. Right? I want my freedom. Because it's a dumb freedom right now. Now, we have agreed that we will have to go to see the Commissioner of Police, who has said the march can't continue. This is what we were told. And to tell him, okay, we will not be having marijuana. What we'll do, we'll make it a media march. So I bring to show the public, because this is not a Rasta march. Because not a Rasta they're in jail for marijuana. It's black people. Now, so they got children who father they're in jail. They're suffering. Wives who husband they're in jail. They're suffering. It's costing them money. So, this PNC administration, I am an analyst. And I tell you, they send me to do this job because they know they can get exactly that. I come to judge. And I said about knowledge is for you to know what is what and who is who. We have to know who is Mr. Granger. Now, when Mr. Granger became the leader of the PNC, when Mr. Corbyn stood down in the Congress, he was already, I think, the presidential candidate. So now they go to him leader. and he came on Facing the Nation, the first question I asked him since he became that, I said, Mr. Granger, are you black? You see me, I don't play, you know. I am the man and the man, the man. I is Ras Majesty, and they give me the name in America because I had a store named Majesty. So they said they're going by Majesty store, and Majesty became, we're going by Majesty the man. That's how I get a name. I didn't name myself. I is Ras Majesty, and I know since I was a baby, I see life serious. You know I know you, Mr. Granger. I is a serious man when it comes to dealing with the black nation. Me don't play. That's why they send me to get judgment, because they know the Almighty, number one thing is seriousness. You don't joke, you know. So, the white man have made people into buffoons and jokers and skin-teeth Negroes. You know, as a wrong man, you could tell anything. Anything the truth. You got no way of saying to me. I tell people that from the beginning that I did my program in 2003, Mr. Granger wasn't around. I say you got to be very careful what you're saying to me, you know. In the beginning was the word. Because as a man thinketh, so is he. So we have to know Mr. Granger is a merciless man. Because every day I see the psalm, Selassie is a shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh I to lie forward in green pastures. He leadeth I beside the still waters. He restoreth thy soul. He leadeth I and I in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For Selassie is with I, his rod and his staff, they comfort I. Selassie prepared a table before I in the presence of my enemies. Him anointed I head with oil. I cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow I all the days of my life. And I shall dwell in the house of Selassie forever and ever. So, I tell you, it's the Almighty I just walk with. You don't walk with nobody else. Ask them if I employed. I started being employed since 1979. I walk on the Almighty from since then, fall out. Goodness and mercy shall follow all days of my life. So I deal with the words of the Almighty. I don't come and play a person. I don't come and play no preacher. I just come and tell you what Numbers 1 said. And the Almighty spake unto Moses in the first day of the second month of the second year after they had come out of Israel into Egypt, out of Egypt into the wilderness, saying, Take ye the sum of all the children of Israel and gather them, and number them, as in armies, as when going to war. Mr. Granger, there is a black army. I there in it. I saw him bring the picture with Bonham and Farrakhan together, shaking two hands. Well, you know, both of them there in it. You could see that since they was young. So, who don't know they got a black army? I could tell you, the white man, this man, the man, there is a black army. Tokri Kamala Kwame Ture, he launched the army when they killed Martin Luther King and burned 260 cities in America. We don't play. We don't have time with Lucifer. As Marley said, total destruction is the only solution. And that's why they see. 400 million black men got light fire anytime they attack us again. Remember, I deal with history. And any black man who lives into the history that has been transpired over the past 500 years is a danger to African people's existence in the future. If you don't have an army on this earth, you will die and get crushed. That's why America's army. That's why they could talk fat. That's why they don't have to pay back nothing. Whatever they do in a country, nobody can do them nothing. They could go away. And you could talk whole day till you blow. That's why you got to make sure you got an army before you go dealing with anything. That's what Bonham did. Mr. Hyde mashed down everything, because the white man tell the man, why should such a small country have such a big army? Every sitting soldier is a chant Bonham talk. And it is perfect for African people. So I live the African people consciousness. I don't know what conscience Mr. Granger live into. And Mr. Hyde make them stupid decisions. But I live the African consciousness. Bonham and Marcus Garvey is the top. According to the Caribbean people also, that they belong to the Caribbean man the century, and Marcus Garvey is the runner-up. So I prove my point. Now, so I want Mr. Silal to know that we ain't going to be having ganja. What we'll do is media. So the people who can come in the march, you can get by like this, right? It's not ganja we can have, it's media. You can have pictures of ganja plants, educational material on hemp. I have the DVDs that I gave to Mr. Granger. You know, I'll show you, I'll tell you where to go and get them. This is Bob Marley, you see it marked, freedom. There's a black people who are fighting us. We can call it freedom for now, but it's to be free like the bird in the tree according to Bob Marley. Then we free. Right now we ain't free. Because free people don't, they're in jail because God gave them a plant. White man ruling though. And when you look, you see it's plain white man make the law in America in 1937. From the beginning of time till 1937, hemp was no problem. Till a white man says so. And black people, Mr. Granger showing that he's still under the white man, he's still under church and state. We socialists, we not under no church and state, we's non-aligned. Imperial Majesty speak on non-aligned. We not aligned. So Mr. Granger had to reveal who he is. I know who I am. And that's why he's come and tell you who I am. I'm from the Black Army. It's the Black Army got me standing here. Not PNC, the Black Army, worldwide. I don't deal with the Ghana Army alone. I deal with the Black Army. Because the Black Army free black people before Ghana was even a country. I was Black Power. Since I was a little boy, before 1966. All them done in America, but they don't know what's Black Power. Farrakhan represents Black Power. Black people, they have to have power, else you will be crushed. And if the PNC is not giving power to us, black people, we is black people, then we have to go and get power ourselves. And that will be 2020. And then we'll deal with the PPP after. Because this PNC is not capable of dealing with the PPP and the outer power. If the PPP was to ever get back in. And if PPP can come with the same set of crew, I advise your people to do what we will do. If this PNC is operating right with black people, we have to form, we own groups and get we own powers. Because Parliament got the power, then we got seats in Parliament. Mr. Carbon tell me for me own my own party in his arrogance. Arrogance and ignorance. In case who you talking to, what is the wrong one you're talking to? I tell you so, and you say, well, if you don't agree with us, and you think we're moving wrong, and you this, and you that, and you know this, you know that, well, why you don't form your own party? This is what that he told me. He ain't trying to get my support and my vote. He's big boy. Yeah. Black people, Mr. Carbon can sit down there with 5,000, without 4,000 to 5,000 new votes. Neither Mr. Granger, neither none of them are running them out. Not one of them could sit down there. The degree can't put them there, nothing can't put them there. The mother, the father, the children, the white man can't put them there. Is 5,000 of you illiterate people votes is gold. And the ice pass you. God just lock up you and your children them for him. When white people in California could watch it in the glass case, the best. We must never have the best. We must always take the rest. Well, my time has come to end. So, we'll be going to Mr. the Commissioner, and we will have a ganja promotion march. It won't be walking with ganja. It will be promotion of the fact that African people are not free. And it ain't about marijuana. It's about, are black people free? Is Majesty a free man? Our Majesty got to start training the army for free week. Because the white man closing in. I don't got time, Mr. Granger. Mr. Granger coming in and coming out like Mr. Jagdew. You could only serve 2 terms anyway. All of them coming in and out. Hitler come and he went in and out. All when they go in there, they believe they're so powerful. Instead of loving the people, does your job when you go there to love the people. Because the power is not yours. It belongs to the Almighty Creator. And that's why I don't look to no man to power. I didn't look into Barnum for no power. I left work since 1979. When Bonham was in power. That had nothing to do with Bonham. It had to do if God is my me, not Bonham. If Bonham dead, I would have died. I don't depend on Mr. Granger. That's why when I turn Rasta, I realize it's not President got me alive, it's not Parliament, it's not money, it's not job. I left the job, I spent out my money on TV. They got me alive, how are you alive then? So, thanks to Safe TV, thanks to Brother Dominic. Yeah, we have to go to see Mr. Silal and let him know this is what we'll be doing. Advertising. So you get up your flags, you got your golden arrowhead, you got your Lion and Judah flag. Remember, let your family come out. This is for the freedom of African people. This is the freedom of African people. Remember that. Worldwide. That is the only law that is against us. We don't steal. This is the law against Majesty. And I want to do something just quickly, because some people like to talk what they don't know, you know. My time is tight, right? So I'm sorry to come in so late, you know. But I have taught Mark Britton at 3 points in his school career. This is my farm master at Queen's College. I was also a farm master during his years in Fifth Farm. During this period of time, I got to know Mark Britton very well. He applied himself in his English language lessons and maintained a position roughly midway in class of 32. Mark appeared to be a hard trier, and he was quite industrial. He was a quiet, pleasant student who mixed easily but was never boisterous. He impressed me as someone who was quite stable, and I was proud of his fine achievements for Queen's College in athletics and football. His successes in these areas showed his dedication, fine team spirit, and determination. I would recommend Mark highly for employment because of these qualities I have mentioned. Thank you, Safe TV. Thanks to Brother Ball. Nick, see you in the next 2 weeks. Oh, see you next week. We'll be trying to have a program on Sunday again concerning this Ganja March, which we need to have, and tell you the updates after you see the commissioner. So next week Sunday, even if it's a half hour, we'll try to be here. Right? So look out this week coming. Thanks to Safe TV. Thanks to Brother Rodney. Thanks to Kevin. See you next week. Hmm?
This is Biscuit.
All right, you can.